I'm getting more and more confused by the day about how the Just Eat selfie verification thing works. Because about 6:45 this morning, I've been away for the weekend, so it asked me to do a selfie check. Fair enough. All came back absolutely fine. Less than 10 minutes later, I go to leave the house, starting at 7 o'clock. Asked me to do another one. In this time, obviously, it's not offered me any orders. I am online, ready to take orders, but it's offered me nothing. It's asked me to do another selfie check. Anyway, if you'll remember, this happened to me before where I've had this message, and it's because I failed 3 selfie checks in a row. So the second time it asked me to do a selfie check, I was in exactly the same place as I did the first one, where it went through fine the first time. This time it struggled to go through again. It was kicking them back before it even got to the screen where it checks the actual selfie. Which is exactly the same as what happened last time. So I feel like it must be a glitch in the system. As I say, I was in exactly the same lighting. I stood in my kitchen where there's a light basically in the middle of the room, which lights up the whole room, you know. I then tried to go to another room where there was even more lights, and it's failed me 3 times again. I feel like no matter what I did, it was going to fail me 3 times. I do not understand what is going on with this app at all. It's just such a mess. I feel like I'm going over the same ground that we've been over so many times with Just Eat on this channel. But yeah, I don't really know what's going to happen now with my Just Eat account. I don't even know whether I'm that bothered, because it's gotten to the point where probably I'm only really doing like £100 a week on it, and that's just for times when it's gone a bit quiet. Generally, when all the platforms are surging, it's paying the worst now. It used to pay by far the best, but now it's certainly the same as the rest, if not sometimes even worse, if there's a decent boost or surge going on another platform. But yeah, has anybody else ever had this? Because obviously last time it did this to me, said my account was going to become inactive, which never happened. And I never got any correspondence to them as to what was going on. So I don't really know what's going to happen now. Is this always going to be over my head? Every like sort of 6 weeks they're going to fail me just so that they can double check with a human review, but they never tell me? I don't know. A couple of other people told me that they failed and then they had to appeal via email, and then it took them about 10 days to find out. But obviously that hasn't happened for me. Am I the only person that's getting this, where it's failing me, but it seems to not be failing me? Just funny, because when this selfie check on Just Eat first came out, I did say that I thought that it would be a complete mess. And it seems to be, but actually it seems to be a bit more of a mess than I thought. But yeah, I don't really know what to think about it. Because there's another part of me that's hearing that people that accept every order aren't being asked to do selfie checks. They're only being asked to do them once in the morning. Which makes me think that they are trying to force people into accepting every order, which is like another layer of us not being self-employed. If they're trying to push us into doing every order so we don't have to deal with this rubbish, then that's performance managing. And we're starting to look very much like employees without any of the perks of being an employee, like guaranteed wages or holiday pay or sick pay. Which is quite ironic, because Uber and Deliveroo do offer some form of sickness insurance, but Just Eat do not. So yeah, bit of a diatribe against Just Eat again. But let's go over the other things that don't work on the platform. Support, a joke. The app itself, a buggy, glitchy mess of a thing. How orders are given out seems to make no sense whatsoever to me. The amount of times where I'm completely at the north side of the city and it's offering me jobs right at the very bottom of the city, I just don't know. I'm completely lost as to how any of it works anymore. But please tell me if this has happened to you, so that I know I'm not the only one. I feel like it must be a glitch, surely. Because either they want to deactivate me or they don't. But the scary thing for me is if they're saying that they don't think I am who I say I am, and then they're not doing anything about it, and they're still letting me have orders and go to customers. How many other people are having this same thing that maybe really shouldn't have this access? Because obviously there's people on the platform, they don't know who they are. They could have criminal record. They could be any person that's done anything in the past, murder, SA, or whatever you're allowed to call it on these platforms. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I feel like it's a bit of a mess. And I guess it's a bit of a mystery as to what happened next.